Send in the Music Friends. I'm Jamie, and I'm back with another tech tip about how you can use technology to enhance your dulcimer experience. The last couple of times we spoke, we talked about ways that you can record yourself playing and a microphone that can give you a little bit better sound quality when you're recording. Today, let's talk a little bit about amplification. Some amplifiers out there are specifically for acoustic instruments, some are for electric, some do both. You've probably seen other people in the dulcimer community that have small portable amplifiers about the size of a lunchbox. And that's usually what most of us are going to gravitate toward. But one of the things you might want to consider is the budget that you're going to stay in, and also consider the needs that you're going to have if you're going to amplify yourself. But reviews are your friend. The biggest thing that I use when I decide on a piece of equipment is I read all the specs and I try and decide what I need, but other customer reviews really will point you in the right direction most of the time. Amplifiers start at about $25 and they go sky high. Most of the ones in the $50 to $100 range would be perfectly fine. I paid just a little bit more for the one I'll show you today, but I want to preface this by saying that I'm not endorsing any one brand name. I'm just trying to share my experience with you and some of the generalities of the equipment that's out there. So do your research, decide what you need, decide what your budget is, and I'll kind of tell you that it's easier to pay a little bit more to get something that's really going to suit you rather than buying two or three that are a little bit less expensive and finding out they don't do what you wanted. Okay, now this is the amplifier that I use. This is a Roland AC Mobile. It's around $100, $125 depending on where you buy it. I chose this one for a couple of reasons. I like the size, small, portable, it's got a nice handle. It also runs off of AA batteries, as well as being able to plug it into a wall outlet. So depending on the venue that you're going to be playing, sometimes you're just not going to have a plug available. So getting one that's going to be mobile enough where you can pick it up and go on battery power is really something that's I strongly recommend. Now, here is another secret. You can also use a Bluetooth speaker that you have around the house already. The folks that saw the tech tip last time where we discussed the little portable microphones that I was using, this is where you can reuse those to give this a try with a Bluetooth speaker. On our last tech tip segment, we explored different ways that you can use these small wireless microphones to enhance sound. Well, one of the off-label ways that you can do this that we did not discuss last time is you can actually use these to hook up to a Bluetooth speaker you might already have, or if you already have one of these small portable amps. This is not going to be the cleanest way that you're going to get sound out of your instrument, but it is a way to play with amplification to see if you like it or not. And again, you're doing it on a budget because these small microphone systems usually run between $15 and $30. So if you want to give it a try, here's how you do it. Check your speaker. It's best to use the nicest quality speaker that you have. This is a Bose speaker that I like. You could also use a sound bar for the TV, or if you have just any nice speaker in the house. What you want to do is you want to check for where it says auxiliary in or audio in. If it has an audio input switch that matches one of these, this is the small tab that would go into an Apple product. This one is a little bit more universal to Android, Samsung, that type of thing, but it's got your regular old standard headphone jack. So most of these Bluetooth speakers are going to have a headphone jack, and if you're lucky, it will be on the audio inside. So sure enough, here's our headphone jack. So the way you would hook this up is you go ahead and insert that fully into the headphone jack. The next thing you want to do is then, after it's inserted, turn on your speaker. If you insert it after the speaker is active, you're going to get a lot of noise from the jack going in and out. It can be very unpleasant. Okay, so we turn on our speaker. Our auxiliary is highlighted. The next thing we do is turn on our receiver. So you're going to push and hold the power button for 3 seconds. The green light will come on. It's blinking from green to red, which means it's looking to pair with its microphone. So then before you turn on the microphone, make sure the volume is all the way down on your speaker. If this comes on and the volume is high, you'll get a lot of feedback, and that also is very unpleasant. So then you push and hold the power button for 3 seconds until the light comes on here, and the two are paired. So I'm going to bring this a little bit closer to my mouth and start talking into it. And as I talk, I'm going to very slowly start bumping up the volume. Test, test, test. Testing, testing, mic 1. Check, check. Test, test, test. Testing, testing. Okay, there's a little bit of feedback. So we cut back on the volume a little bit. The feedback will be greater if you're closer to the speaker. So you might want to walk across the room for this portion and maybe have somebody else manipulate the volume. Okay, next thing you want to do is grab your amplifier and find the inputs on it, which happen to be on this side. Now, these are 1/4-inch jacks that would fit guitar cables. So we have 2 here, but then we also have a headphone jack, which is what we're looking for in this regard. Newer amplifiers are probably going to have like USB ports and things like that, but we're just happy that this one happens to have a headphone jack. So we're going to repeat the same thing. Put that in there. Make sure our volumes are down. Go ahead and turn this on. Now we will turn on the receiver. And now we will turn on our microphone transmitter. Okay, and now we'll start to turn up the volume. Test, test, test. Hello, test, test, test. Testing. Okay, so that we're getting volume. And that's going to work too. Okay, that's today's tech tip. If you have a suggestion, drop it in the chat. If it's a subject I know a little bit about, I'd be happy to share with you. So, we'll see you next time.